It was Majo John Madden, a little after 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving, the 27th of November of 2025. And I'm standing in the Grove Arcade in Asheville, North Carolina, which I, until recently, was erroneously repeating the claim that it's the oldest indoor shopping mall. I just did an AI search, and this was completed and opened in 1929. And Google Gemini says it is one of the most noteworthy examples of really opulent, beautiful indoor shopping mall, opened 100 years after the first one, which is, I think, in Providence, Rhode Island. But it is quite beautiful and really done up for Christmas. And it means a lot. It means a lot to me in many ways. For several years, I lived in the Battery Park Apartments, which is out the north end of the arcade here, just half a block away. And I went for 16 years to church at Jubilee Church, which is 2 blocks in that direction and does not quite exist anymore. But look how nicely it's done. And my last Christmas living in Asheville in 2019, I had already had my waking up experience, so I was super, super happy and loved this place at Christmas. And they're having their big holiday lighting grand opening tomorrow night, which I'm planning to come to. And on the second floor here, starting around there and wrapping around much of the second floor down to there is something called Thrive Co-working. And one thing that's happened to Asheville in the 5 years I've been away is this whole co-working notion, fueled a lot by how many people started working remotely during the COVID. There are several co-working companies in Asheville where people pay a certain monthly rent and have a common space, and many smaller spaces within that common space. And this one here, I think, is the most beautiful of them, and the one I'm going to start occupying next week when I get my check. $99 a month, and you get unlimited coffee and snacks and parties, and I'm going to start having lots of meetings that I'll maybe mention just a little bit about. So it's wonderful, and at Christmas time, what better? Could not be better. So I'm going to do a little, very short list of my blessings at Christmas, at Thanksgiving. It's an old tradition of mine. I try to do this every day. Sometimes I do a formal blessing list, but one of the banners at the old Jubilee Church was some Christian mystic from the Middle Ages said, if the only prayer you ever said was thank you, that would be enough. And I believe in that. I learned from my friend Tom Kilby to say thank you a lot to people. He's always signing off saying thank you. He's a wonderful role model that way. I even read online that if you end an email saying thank you, people are more likely to respond. But it's just a good stance to feel blessed, to feel grateful about your life. And I'm grateful to be alive. I just recently went through 6 months of renal failure, very sick, hospital beds for 6 months. I'm still a little weak and off balance from it, but mostly recovering. And since September 2, when I had my surgery, September 3, new lease on life. I'm basically healthy and no big side effects from the surgery. I'm able to urinate and have my sexual function is completely intact. Hasn't fully been tested yet, but who knows? Who knows? I'm really grateful for a video I made 2 days ago, which traced my history from a guy who really couldn't do anything. Just because my dad never taught me how to be handy, I gave up on that whole thing. And then in my 5 years of traveling in a camper van, got handy. and got lots of coaching from life, from God, about being resourceful in so many ways. I'm just a different character these days. So I really like the video shot that I'll put a link to. And a direct outcome of that, I shot that at the Salvation Army shelter where I've been staying for over a month now, which has been a blessing. It kept me from being cold on the street. But the blessing now is that having made that video, it kicked something loose in me to finally say, well, you've got all this resourcefulness, use it to get the hell out of this place because it doesn't fit you. And more, one of the things that's happened to me since I woke up, June 26, 19, is that I tell the truth more than ever before in my life. And having gotten comfortable around the Salvation Army shelter and made friends there, I'm more and more telling my truth. And not everybody's happy about it. Not everybody's happy. I had two people screaming at me in the cafeteria this morning because I said, you are talking about my friend Renee behind her back, and that's a sneaky, cowardly thing to do. And gossip is really bad for any community because it says to anybody in the room that you can be talked about behind. This is the kind of place where people talk about you behind your back, and it's not safe. They said, you weren't involved in that conversation. I said, you were bellowing it to the whole damn cafeteria. You were inflicting your toxicity on all of us, so I have a right to respond. Well, that didn't make them happy. And I sleep in a dorm with 20-some guys in it, and I read the riot act the other night to a guy who's been making way too much noise, and he hates me. Homeless people are, living in survival, and they see things in black and white, so you cross them and you become the enemy. So that guy who's in the bunk right next to me hates me, and his buddy who's in the bunk above me hates me. It's not good there. It's not good for me. I need to get out. So I've been poring over the Facebook Marketplace ads, and when I get my check next month, and I'm doing bell ringing for the Salvation Army so far it's all been at the Walmart, and it's fun. I'm liking it a lot and picking up some extra money, which will help me with my move. I have a good place to go today. I have been in 6 or 7 meetings of a group that practices deep listening. And they've been wonderful meetings. And I got really clear that I, being a professional group designer and facilitator, don't like the design enough that it makes me crazy, and I'm constantly complaining about it. And I said, I've been going to 2 different groups using the same methodology. To each of them now I've said, I love you people, and good things are happening here. Wonderful things happen here. But not the way I would do it. And I can't stop myself from saying, well, this is stupid, and no, you really ought to do it this way. And what I came to was, they're doing fine. Good things are happening. It's not, I think it could be better, but really good things are happening, and I can't stop myself from carping and complaining, so I need to not go. So I'm removing myself from there, and I'll do my sharing elsewhere. But that group is having a potluck today, and it's to their credit that people have really respected and admired the honesty and vulnerability that I've shown in leaving in the way I have left. So I have some people who are quite fond of me, and I'll go there. Be nice. That's enough. Don't need laundry there. I could say more, but why? That's enough. It's enough for me to be happy. I'm quite happy. But then again, that's the way I am. It's just how I roll. Happy. Okay. Bye.